If you live outside of Taiwan, the first time you heard of semiconductors, outside science class that is probably the pandemic when you Googled, why is my PS5 not here yet? Short answer, the pandemic. Long answer, because most high-end chips needed for the latest gadgets are manufactured in Taiwan. And due to the pandemic, the supply chain has been slowed to a crawl. So, what role does Taiwan play in the global supply chain of computer chips? Let's plug into the situation. Chips are the brain of the computer. It has the ability to store, process, and recall information. Nowadays, computers aren't just on top of your desks or in your laps, they're in your hands as cell phones, in your living room as smart TVs, gaming consoles, and even your garage as your car. The reason why these chips are able to operate are due to semiconductors. By quantity, Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing volume is second in the world, topped only by the United States. But what makes Taiwan special is it focuses on high-end chip manufacturing. According to the Semiconductor Industry Association, 92% of the world's top-end chips are manufactured in Taiwan. The two leading manufacturers in Taiwan are Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, better known as TSMC, and United Microelectronic Corporation, or UMC for short. Remember how we said 92% of the high-end chips are made in Taiwan? Well, TSMC alone makes 51% of all the chips in the world. It has consistently beaten out competitions like Korea's Samsung and America's Intel. TSMC has become the main supplier for many of the electronics that you know and love, like iPhones, Macs, and as mentioned, that PS5 you're still waiting for. Back in the day, Morris Chang held the position of Senior Vice President at Texas Instruments. In 1985, he was tapped by Taiwan's premier to help create the local equivalent to Bell Labs. The following year, partnering with Dutch company Philips, Morris Chang founded TSMC. TSMC wasn't the first semiconductor company in Taiwan, that would be UMC, but its approach to manufacturing was different from other companies. While others manufactured not just chips, but also other electronic components, TSMC focused on just chip manufacturing and made their transistors smaller and smaller. TSMC was the first to commercially produce 5nm transistors. The only other company able to compete right now is Samsung. Why is this important? You know, Apple's new Mac with a new M1 processor and how amazing it is? That's only possible because of 5nm transistors. Apple, made possible by Taiwan. TSMC is now taking on the challenge to commercially manufacture 3nm transistors. 5 to 3 doesn't sound like much, but that's a 40% reduction in size. Chips are in demand more and more as technology advances from AI processing to 5G networks to electric cars. All this happening before COVID. With COVID and people having to stay home, global demand for computers, laptops, and home entertainment systems have spiked. Not just that, with the increase of online shopping, more and more products are shipped worldwide, causing a traffic jam in global supply chain. The recent war in Ukraine also led to a shortage of raw materials for manufacturing the chips. Russia is a large supplier of palladium, and Ukraine supplies many of the gases needed for semiconductor production, such as neon. The war also led to an increase in demand for military equipment, which also needs chips. For example, one Javelin missile launch system requires more than 250 chips. Due to this large shortage, the United States is looking to bring manufacturing back to America. But the factories are just beginning to be built. The chip shortage could go on for a while. Experts say the supply chain won't stabilize until 2023 or even 2024. By then, it might be faster just to wait for the PS6. Were you surprised at Taiwan's role in chip manufacturing? You know what else Taiwan has done that impacted the world? It was a Taiwanese who invented instant noodles. Check that out over here. Make sure to subscribe so you'll see more interesting stories about Taiwan. I'll see you around.